What's up, y'all? It's your man Big Breeze, and we in my kitchen, and here we gonna do cooking with Big Breeze. Today, we gonna have a little something different for the uppity folks, or just people that's used to certain things. And we're gonna do some lamb chops today, y'all. And no, people, to the people that don't eat these are not miniature porterhouses. Yeah, they do look like it, but they're not. You can see the meat is a lot more red, a good high protein to it. A little bit of fat for flavoring. We're gonna dry these off. I already pre-rinsed them, and we're gonna season them up. The good thing about this, instead of having all those seasonings, I'm gonna use a one spice with this. And as I like to do, I like to go to specialty seasoning shops. This is actually a salt-free steak seasoning. And it has a bunch of different things in it: garlic, paprika, just onion powder, different other spices. And that's all we're gonna put on this. Now, if you ever cooked lamb chops, you know it's that a fast cooking protein like you would do beef or steak or whatever. So what we're gonna do now is pretty simple. I got some nice Yukon Gold potatoes. The reason I choose Yukon Gold, they're not as starchy, and the vitamins and the things that are good for you in a potato are actually in the skin. So I pre-rinsed these, and we're gonna cut these thin. I already got the water boiling, and what we're gonna do is season up the lamb chops, get the sear on those, and we got some large asparagus. We're gonna cut these up and get this. So let's get it going. What's gonna take the longest, we're gonna go ahead and go to the lamb chops. All right, so I pre-rinsed these lamb chops. I'm gonna just blot them dry. And again, lamb chops, they're really flavorful. These got a nice thickness to them, and a nice red meat, no dye, red flesh. Let me flip these over. They say we're gonna pat them dry, because we're gonna do a sear on these. We don't want them too wet. And like I said, we're gonna do a one seasoned spice on this. It's good stuff. So and what I'm gonna do is take my plastic fork and tenderize them. And that's what happened. I knew that was gonna happen. That's why I done that. Now let's go. Let me get a real fork then. I guess that didn't work. Y'all can make me go viral, because then I ain't mad. My plastic fork broke. Let me make sure it ain't down in the meat. Okay, so if this break, then this meat too tough. So we're just gonna get that a little tenderizing. And this little small piece, if you think of a porterhouse steak, that's would be the fillet on her. You don't have to tenderize that. It's already pretty much tender. And lamb is not really this cut anyway. It's not really tough. It's just a habit for me. And you know, when you get old, you get bad teeth, you don't want to get caught up on them. So I ain't there yet, but I'm just practicing because I do want to get old. So anyway, we're gonna get this going, get this tenderized, flip it over, and you don't have to do a whole lot of it. I mean, I got a meat beater. I'm not gonna pull that one out for this small cut. And we're gonna go with this one spice. This is all I'm gonna use for this. And the reason I like this is because it's assorted with different spices without the salt. I just, like for health purposes, I just try to, lean away from the salt, and we just gonna, got this blotted dry. I am gonna put a little olive oil on it. Now, some people ask, why do you do it? Because you see other people do it. No, I actually been doing this. My dad showed me this 30 years ago. So just to get to show my age. But anyway, it actually allows the season to adhere. And like I said, we're not gonna pan fry this or anything. We're just gonna get a good sear, get some good color on it. And we're gonna actually finish it in the oven, which allows it to tenderize, cook at a little slower pace, but it'll tenderize it pretty good. So we're gonna go with the seasoning. Now you can be generous with this. I am, because like I said, it has no salt in it, and it really has really good flavor to it. So we're gonna get that on there. On both sides, like I said, I'm being a little generous more so with this one because it doesn't have the salt. And god damn it, it's just good. I'm gonna turn this around. And if you look at them, you see you got a rack of lamb shanks. Just look at the ones, just look for the ones that look like miniature porterhouse. I know the rack of lambs were not too popular. They are more popular nowadays, but really you're getting a lot more bone. It's more of a presentation. It is a tender piece of meat, but you're paying a lot more money for some bones. So we're not gonna do that. We're gonna get the bang for our buck. Depending on what you go, this is a 5-piece. You can get this for like $12. Not expensive at all. I'm gonna take some olive oil. I already got this kind of preheated. I'm not gonna use too much. I don't want it too oily. Again, we just gonna get a sear on there. Sear, just brown it, lock in some flavors. Heat that up real good. And we're gonna finish it off in the oven. In the meantime, in between time, we're gonna get to these potatoes. I already got the water boiling for it. And I got some fairly nice sized Yukon Golds. Again, I'm gonna keep the skin on these. That's where the nutrients are. They're not as heavy as in starch, and I'm gonna cut these thin to matter for them to cook a little faster. So let me sharpen that up a little bit. And don't be talking about the color of my knife. This was a gift. I like it, and it's sharp. Best believe that. So anyway, let me get this going. And like I say, do it as you see fit. If you want to scallop these, if you want chunks, how you want to do it. These are going to eventually be mashed potatoes. So I'm cutting them like this because my pot I'm using is not that big, because I'm not cooking for a lot of people, but I can though. And like I say, just some little pieces like this. This will be the biggest piece. Now some people, for your potato heads, you can just cut that and you got a French fry. But anyway, we making mashed potatoes, and it's all potatoes. Now, you know, looking at this, I might not even need that. Yes, I am. I'm taking stuff for lunch. I ain't gonna lie. I gotta lose some weight, but I like a good potato. So, and again, not too thick. They made the surface may look wide. It's not too thick, and then when the water's already boiling, these will cook fairly fast. About 8 to 10 minutes. Depending on what you got. So I'm just gonna add these to the boiling water. I think I am gonna be a little greedy. I'm gonna cut that other one on up. I ain't not gonna even stun about it because I just like potatoes. So again, watch your hands. And I know y'all say, how did you gonna be cutting some potatoes with some glasses on with a sharp knife? Because I can. And it's my kitchen. I'm not a chef. I didn't go to culinary school. I won't claim that status, but I have been doing this for quite some time. And I didn't cut myself a time or two also, but it's been a while. Never say never, but you know, again, not too thick. I'm gonna cut this in half. This potato is a little more rounded. So I'm gonna cut this in half. But again, same type of thickness. You don't want it too thick. Unless you want to sit and wait. I don't want to sit and wait. So let me get this in there, and the rest I'm not gonna put in that pot because I'm about to add some water. I'm gonna actually shred that up and make some hash browns for breakfast. So, all right. So now the oil is getting hot, y'all. Like I say, we're not gonna cook these in here. We just gonna do a quick sear, 1 maybe 2 minutes on each side. So, want to make sure your oil is even. Again, you don't want an oily lamb chop. That's why I don't have no much. If you see that heat coming up, that smoke coming up, that's what you want. And that's the sound you want to hear. That's singing for real, but people that like to cook, can you hear it? I can hear it. That's music to my ears and my stomach ears. Again, you're not trying to cook this. You're just going to get a good sear on it. If you don't got the hot hand, don't try that. Get you some tongs. Because this will stick. This will stick. Throw this away. And what we're going to do is, like I said, I'm going to save these potatoes. I should have just left it whole, but I can still do it. I'm just going to make some hot potatoes with it. So just let me go ahead and cut these up while we let that stir. That's about a minute and a half, 2 minutes. This is on a high heat. Again, don't let it sit too long, and that's what you want, that good caramel, a nice caramel. Now that being the filet in, I probably may not get it, but that's what you want right there. I'm actually gonna add a little more seasoning to this one, these two. I go a little heavier on this one. Don't got no salt on it. Now, I know I done said that 3 or 4 times. I'm saying it for a purpose, because I don't need a lot of salt. That's what you want. Nope, that's not burnt. That's what you want. Again, flip that over, and we're gonna get the other side. It don't even have to sear as long. We're gonna let that go for about 2 minutes, or put those in the oven. All right, so we got to sear on these, and we're gonna go ahead and, like I say, just 3 minutes on the first side, maybe 2 minutes on the other. You don't want to see that's fire. You don't want to cook it all the way through. And what I'm doing is just gonna add it to the small roasting pan. Now, if I pulled out my cast iron skillet, then I would actually use that. But what I'm gonna do is just, like I say, we got a good sear. Got some flavor going. And you kind of want to space those out as much as you can. This is not the biggest one, but they actually not touching each other because they're going to render some juice and we don't want it to stick to each other. So I'm going to kill the heat on this, set that to the side, and I'm going to put this in the oven and we'll be back. The potatoes, the Yukon potatoes, gold potatoes are just about wrapping up. And the lamb chops are wrapping up. So the last thing we got some jumbo-sized asparagus. Again, to each his own. I like the quality of fresh, not frozen. And I like a little snap in mine. So we're going to do a light steam with a light butter season to this. And all I'm going to do is just take off the bottom here. And you can do however you want to do it. Line them up, do it all in one take. I've already rinsed these. We're going to put these in some steam water. Again, I'm not going to boil these. If you see the level, it's not even covering it up. All I want to do is I'm going to turn it up a little bit. And I just want to get a steam on them, have a little crunch. I want them to have a little bite, but I don't want to be too crunchy, if you will. Let me throw this out. And while we got those going, I'm going to go over to these potatoes. I'm going to go ahead and get these mashed up, add a little seasoning to them. Let me drain them first. You see, I said they cook rather fast when you cut them up small. So what I'm going to do is go over to the sink and drain these. I got the heat still on low, because like I said, they cook fairly quick, about 12 minutes, depending on the size that you cut it. So I'm just going to drain this out. You don't want to completely drain it, but about 90%. You want to leave a little bit. You don't want them to burn at the bottom. So I got that. What I'm going to do is just mash them. You can use, some people use a masher to actually do it, a mallet, but like I say, these Yukon Golds, they tend to be a little more tender, cook fast, and not as starchy. You can see a lot of that white film, and I'm not really putting a lot of pressure on this. You can see they just going right on, and what I'm going to do is grab me a little butter. I'm not going to use much, just a little butter. Matter of fact, it's perfect. I'm not going to add no more. I got a treat for y'all today. Something that's known as a spread you can buy, but me loving to cook, and it's my kitchen. I'm doing what I want to do. I'm going to add a little, it's a bacon cheddar pecan spread. I'm going to actually add that to this. I'll use it for eggs, potatoes. It basically has bacon and cheddar in it, green onions, and it basically just makes it a loaded potato once you put it in there. And I do the same thing with eggs. It basically makes it an omelet, and I don't have to prep all that. But we'll get into that when we go to quick meals. So I got these asparagus going. We're gonna let the lamb chops, they're done. We're gonna let them settle a little bit. And okay, I got that butter mixed in. Now this does have pecans in it, so if you have a peanut allergy, if you will, don't use it. But other than that, it's thick and it has a little oil base in it, so that's why I didn't add much butter. Now I normally put oil in if I'm using a russet potato, Idaho potato, but with these Yukon Golds, they're a little, they tender and they draw up more flavor, so I'm not gonna add any oil to them. I don't want them to be oily. Now, depending on how much cheese or bacon or green onions you like, you can add that accordingly. I actually used to do this each individual, but when I found out about that spread, yeah, I can just go ahead and go with that. So bam, that's done. Man, first thing, gotta smell good. These smell fire. Okay, so we're gonna pull the lamb chops out and get a quick stir. I'm gonna pull the lamb chops out the oven and be right back. Ah, yeah. I'm gonna let those settle just for a little second, take a look at them. Like I said, they got a little bit more color on them. See that juice down there? That's nice and flavorful. That's flavor, that's good to go. You want that bone to look like that. It's not dry. That shows it's a tender bite. You grab that bone, 2 bites. Okay, my mouth watering. I'm ready to take them 2 bites. So I'm gonna strain these. And I'm gonna lower the heat down that I had these. I'm gonna leave just a little water and I don't want them to burn. But I'm gonna lower the heat all the way down. I'm gonna go with just a little salt, not too much. So we're gonna plate this again. 3 rules: you gotta smell good, look good, and taste good. So just gonna get a plating on this. I'm gonna add some of them Yukon potatoes, and man, I love potatoes, and these are absolutely just delicious. I love this flavor. It don't matter a little bit got on there, you still gonna eat it. It's all going down to the same place anyway. garnish that with a little Thai seasoning. I don't know about anybody else, but I like a lot of outside of America things. And this is more so a garnish, but it has a great flavor to it too. And a little seasoned black pepper. And you can put some of those on the asparagus also. Clean that plate up, gotta have it clean now. I like to show all attributes of my dish. I don't want one thing to outshine the other. So there you go. That's down. We got some lamb chops. Yukon Gold potatoes with asparagus. This is going to be delicious. Guys, enjoy. Like, subscribe, share, comment, and be blessed. Peace. Cooking with Big Breeze.